Welcome.
Well, good afternoon, members of the general public that have attended here in our live chambers. Welcome to our guests, Brian and Laura. We have 33 attendants that have logged on. I'd like to welcome management and all council members, noting today that we have one counselor that's two counselors that's online, Maurice Hines and Councilor Tom O'Brien. And we also have our Chief Administration Officer, Bill Ramsey, attending via electronic media. I would ask a member of council that we move to adopt the agenda as circulated.
Move.
Moved by Councilor Darren Roberts, second by Councilor Myra White. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Councilor O'Brien, did you hear that motion call?
Oh, yes, I said aye.
You said aye.
Aye?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
An acknowledgement, yes, yeah. Okay, item number 2. We respectfully acknowledge the town of Stephenville as the ancestral homeland of different populations of indigenous people. We also acknowledge with respect the rich histories and cultures of the Beothuk, the Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit of the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. Item number 3, we have the agenda circulated. Our councilors and CAO have it online. I would ask that we approve the agenda. Can I get a motion?
Move.
Moved by Councilor Darren Roberts, second by Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Carried. It is 12:19 p.m. Couple of minutes late starting our meetings. We do apologize for that. That's kind of my fault. I was on the road and ran into a little bit of delays. Item number 4, the approval of minutes. Be it resolved to approve public meetings of council minutes dated August 1st, 2024 as circulated by our town clerk. I would ask a member of council that we approve.
So move. Okay.
Moved by Councilor O'Brien.
Okay, moved by Councilor Tom O'Brien, second by Deputy Councilor Darren Roberts. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Carried. Okay, are there any matters arising from those minutes? I hear no comments, so we'll move on. No proclamations and delegations today, Candace, Merrily. Okay, so at this time, I'll turn it over to our Chair of Finance, Councilor Myra White, for item number 7. Take it away, Councilor White.
The Finance Committee met on August the 20th, 2024, and the following items were recommended for council approval. The accounts payable, be it resolved to pay accounts payable for August the 22nd, 2024 in the amount of $181,242.73. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Laura Aylward. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
Item number 7.2, tax recovery plan. Be it resolved that the town of Stephenville Council approve the tax recovery plan as presented. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Darren Roberts. I'd just like to say that this is a standard document that we submit to municipal affairs, all municipalities. And by the way, there are 256 municipalities in the great province of Newfoundland and Labrador. On that note, all in favor?
Aye.
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 7.3, water
Okay,
demand.
hold on, Councillor White, if you could.
Sure.
The third item is a matter for which previously in the a privileged meeting, the mayor, as it is a part of the area where he resides, and therefore I think the mayor will have to leave the table related to this particular item prior to it being tabled and discussed.
Okay, I have turned over the gavel to the deputy mayor. I will step away from the table.
Okay, thank you.
Item 7.3, water demand study. Be it resolved that the town of Stephenville Council approve a water demand study for future development capabilities of Hillier Avenue at a cost of $23,495 plus the HST. I so move.
By Councillor White, second. Second by Councillor Roberts. All in favor?
Okay, there should be some discussion on this, if I could,
Call question.
Yeah.
Councillor O'Brien is going to be.
Yes.
Yes.
We have multiple, numerous water studies of that area over the years at considerable cost to the Stephenville taxpayer. I can't see the purpose of spending another $23,000 in HST through your upwards $30,000 on another study. I mean, are we just going to keep asking for studies until somebody says what we want them to say? I mean, it's just
no.
it just continues and continues and continues. I mean, it's I don't believe we need another study. I mean, a letter came out from the provincial government in December. I think it was December 16th, 2023, expressing concerns about what we're possibly considering doing in the area. Now, if and basically, I mean, this is spending Stephenville taxpayer money, so the property owner or property owners could possibly develop their land and make money. So I don't think that should come at the cost of the Stephenville taxpayer. I mean, we have regulations where development has to be hooked to the municipal services. I believe they should be hooked to the municipal services. We're trying to build a modern day community, but to go back to the well and septic systems, I think it's going a little bit backwards.
Okay, thank you, Councillor O'Brien. I'm gonna, Bill, if you'd like to respond to that.
Yes, just to explain the steps that led to this particular item. The municipal affairs in that particular letter that was noted by Councillor O'Brien, and we understand that he wasn't able to receive the explanation of this item due to not being able to be at the table when it was discussed. What I'd like to do is turn it over to our manager of planning to explain the steps of what led us to this particular quotation for us to consider. So, and he's there in the chamber with us, Matt Sims. Matt, if you could just do a bit of the chronology of how we ended up with this particular quotation and the further interest of Water Resources Division and Municipal Affairs in not just the area that we noted where the mayor's Rose's farm is, but also the area south of that where some individuals have plots of land that they are interested in developing. So
Okay. I'm going to ask Matt to come to the table so that Councillor O'Brien particularly is able to hear him clearly.
Tom O'Brien, can you hear me okay?
Yes, perfectly, Matt. Thank you.
Perfect. So the letter you're referring to came back. So Water Resources had more concerns regarding the water demand in that area. Previous studies that were conducted on behalf of the town didn't suffice any future development. Water Resources and us have received other parties who own land in that area would like to also develop their land. In order for us to even have a chance to review potential developments, potential zoning changes, a further study needs to be done. It needs to be done on the capacity on our protected well field, and also needs to look into Kibben's well field as well. So that study would cover both for potential new developments to a certain amount, whatever will come from that study in the future on that piece. So that's pretty much the basis of it.
Could you also, Matt, just the question in the middle of it, there were the number of potential house units or whatever we're talking about as a part of this that you polled to find out what we're dealing with overall here.
Yeah, so it looks like they're doing the study for an additional 15 new dug shallow wells. Not deep wells or shallow wells. Yeah.
Yeah, all that information is good, but I mean, by going down this road, it looks like we will at some point abandon the regulation of being hooked to the municipal water and sewer services in it. And the study is for 15, 15, I think you said, wasn't that?
Yeah, it would be up to 15, yeah.
Yeah, it would be up to 15, but you mean there's considerable land up in that area, and we're just dealing with it 15 pieces. I mean, once we say yes to one, we have to say yes to all. Everyone needs to be treated fairly. And when you look at all of the land north of Hillier Avenue, you mean there's a potential for hundreds of homes. Hundreds of homes. If everyone that owns land up there will be able to develop like this, you're looking at the potential of hundreds of homes, not 15. So you mean this is a bigger piece than I think most people realize. I mean, when you look at the mapping, you mean from Hillier Avenue, you mean back to the mountains, there's a lot of land, and there's a lot of landowners involved in it. And some of the landowners in the past basically put it on notice. That, I mean, if you allow one, you're going to have to allow me. So I mean, this is much bigger than just 15 homes.
Thank you, Councillor O'Brien. Does anyone else have a comment to make?
Just a point for the, for the council generally, and also anyone listening. So in this case, yes, there are areas of that are subject to potential future development, which are not designated developments at this time. There was an approval of council, my understanding, to go through the process on country living residential for a number of the homes south of the Rose Farm Gate. And on that basis, that was the piece of information that triggered the response of municipal and provincial affairs and water resources in this case. So that was the rationale for this country living residential request. And then the water resources concerns. And those concerns also included issues with respect to potential future development as well in the community overall. And not to do with anything to do with whether it's one group treated one way and one group treated another. In the overall, I guess, municipal planning area, we have people in Stephenville some who are, provided with water and sewer. There are others within the municipal planning area which are on septic and wells in areas that are not really fully under the town. And also this particular area where there has been a request from a landowner for this country living residential, and it's not anyone associated directly with the town. So that's the reason for the start of this inquiry, and the reason why this particular what can we call it, Matt? Because we went to the detail of finding out directly from water resources as to exactly what would be required, given prior studies and any future additional studies that may be required. We know there were studies done in the past, and we've contacted the professionals who did those to ensure that we weren't potentially going to have to spend money where there was no necessity to do so. And in this case, this quotation was specifically to address items that were concerns of water resources, to see if in fact there could be a yes or a no to future development in that particular area under this type of country living residential, or sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Ramsey, we've had some discussion. We had discussion at the planning and traffic meeting as well. So I'm going to bring the discussion to a close and call for we have a mover and a seconder, right?
Yes.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Contraminded?
Aye.
Okay, Councillor O'Brien, okay. Carrie. I'll ask the mayor to come back to the table now and pass the gavel back.
Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow. Okay, I have the chair once again as the mayor of the great town of Stephenville, Newfoundland. I'll turn it back to our chair of finance to continue with the finance agenda.
Thank you. 7.4 GICB, the YMCA upgrades professional services. Be it resolved that the town of Stephenville Council accept the quote given by Bougier Mengington Architecture in the amount of $180,000, $180,080 to complete upgrades at the YMCA. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Councillor Myra White, second Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow. Any question, comment? I'd just like to speak about this project. First of all, it was a great news story this past week as our federal minister announced approximately $2.3 million of federal funding for major upgrades to our YMCA, referred to as the base gym in Stephenville. And that facility is about 70 years old, really needed some upgrades. The upgrades will ensure that HVAC and green sustainability approaches towards making the facility more energy efficient and drop the operational costs. But it's also for an expansion of 300 square meters. It's about replacing windows, R value being increased on the structure, totally renovating those washrooms. They are a little dated, they're 70 years old. So it's with the contribution from the town of Stephenville, I think we're putting in close to $500,000 into the project. It is close to a $3 million upgrade for recreation, for health and wellness and social determinants that will actually benefit our community. So great work on behalf of our management and staff who have put a lot of work into this, and I can't wait to see the upgrades starting. On that note, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried.
7.5 September the 11th event. Be it resolved that the town of Stephenville Council host a social at the Royal Canadian Legion on September the 11th. Recognize the organizations and groups who assisted with the tragic events of September 1st, 2001. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councillor Darren Robinson. I just noted in our minutes, there was a typo there. It was September 1. It's supposed to be September the 11th.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is.
Yeah, but you did say September the 11th. And I just want to say that it was a day that will go down in infamy, as we well know. But this year, the group being recognized will be Stephenville Ground Search and Rescue, who played a critical role that day. And even Beresford Ground Search and Rescue supported it also. So looking forward to the event. And last one. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
I have
Carried.
a few late
You
items.
complete items?
Yes. Rescind approvals. Be it resolved to rescind the following resolutions: 24-222, 24-223, 24-224, 24-225, 24-226, and 24-227. The new motions approval to borrow 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 ice. Sorry,
You moved?
no, not yet. This is the new motion. Be it resolved that the Town Council of Stephenville approve to borrow 60.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Yes,
Okay, so can we start again?
if you wish, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to rescind the following approvals. Be it resolved to rescind the following resolutions: 24-222, 24-223, 24-224, 24-225, 24-226, and 24-227. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Darren Roberts. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
The following new motions: approval to borrow 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. Be it resolved that the Town Council of Stephenville approve to borrow $65,115.14 from the Royal Bank of Canada, St. John's, Newfoundland, for the following: 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 1500, Ford WD Crew Cab work truck with utility box cap. Net amount for capital equipment, $65,115.14. GST rebate of $6,689.71. Pay out of town funds. Interest rate 5.30%. Monthly payment $929.66. The term of 5 years, amortization 7 years. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Darren Roberts. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
Approval to borrow Yukon Fire Response Vehicle. It is resolved that the Town Council of Stephenville approve to borrow $91,097.49 from the Royal Bank of Canada, St. John's, Newfoundland, for the following: a 2023 Ford WD Yukon. Net amount for capital equipment $91,097.49. GST rebate of $9,359.06 paid out of town funds. Interest rate 5.30%. Monthly payment $1,300.61. The term of 5 years. Amortization 7 years. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councilor Darren Roberts. I'd just like to speak on that unit in particular. We have, there was a demand that came on that rapid response vehicle with our fire department because of an MOU we have with Amira and providing confined rescue to Bottom Brook at the substation as part of the, which is quite a distance from Stephenville. So part of that agreement was a financial contribution from Amira to help support the cost of our fire department. So there is associated cost recovery for that rapid response confined equipped vehicle. On that note, all in favor?
Aye.
Carry.
Approval to borrow YMCA building renovations. Be it resolved that the Town Council of Stephenville approve to borrow $600,217.29 from the Royal Bank of Canada, St. John's, Newfoundland, for the following: YMCA building renovations. Net amount for capital equipment $600,217.29. GST rebate of $61,000. $664.35 paid out of town funds. Interest rate 5.45%, monthly payment $6,499.94, terms of 5 years, amortization 10 years. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councillor Darren Roberts, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried.
Approval to borrow vacuum sweeper truck. Be it resolved that the town council of Stephenville approve to borrow $475,231.30 from the Royal Bank of Canada, St. John's, Newfoundland for the following: vacuum sweeper truck, net amount for capital equipment, $475,231.30, GST rebate of $48,823.70, paid out of town funds, interest rate 5.45%, monthly payment $5,146.43, the term of 5 years, and amortization 10 years. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
Second. Oh, second.
Second, Councillor Laura Aylward, all in favor?
Aye.
All
Approve.
in favor? Carried.
Approval to borrow ventilation system and installation. Be it resolved that the town council of Stephenville approve to borrow $96,432.48 from the Royal Bank of Canada, St. John's, Newfoundland for the following: ventilation system and installation, fire department. GST rebate of $9,907.16 paid out of town funds. Interest rate 5.45%. The monthly payment of $1,044.30. The term of 5 years, amortization 10 years. I so move.
Moved by Councillor Myra White, seconder.
Second.
Second, Councillor Darren Roberts, all in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
And that is the last item.
Okay, thank you very much. I just want to mention too that as we submitted and prepared our 2024 budget, our debt load ratio was around 5%. Most municipalities are running in the province around 15%. Sometimes they can go a touch higher, but everything that gets approved to borrow by, whether it's the Stephenville Town Council or any town council or city in the province, short of the cities if they have a different ability, but everything has to be approved through municipal affairs to ensure that you're within the parameters of debt load ratios. So just wanted to quantify that. So we're finished finance, and I'm going to turn it over to our Chair of Planning, Councillor Laura Aylward. And I understand that 8A will not be on the agenda today. Is that correct? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So.
No, wait. We have no items for
No
planning,
items.
not for planning.
Okay, so okay, there's nothing on planning for today. Thank
It's
you.
time that I can remember in a long time.
Okay, so we'll go to item number 9. That was a short chairmanship there.
It was.
Madam Chair,
Yeah,
just saying.
going easy on me.
We can go on record maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, item number 9, bylaws and regulations, nothing for today. Item number 10 is a code of conduct complaint decision. On that note, I would ask Deputy Mayor Susan Fallow if she could step away from the table as this is pertaining.
Okay, so it's just I might, Mr. Mayor, this is actually a decision related to a conflict of interest complaint. It still concerns a code of conduct from the past that had been dealt with by council. So just clarification there.
Okay, so it aligns with code of conduct, but there's a conflict of interest complaint.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so item number 10, council reviewed materials related to the conflict of interest complaint dated 2024-05-2301 against a member of council made pursuant to the Municipalities Act, Conduct Act, Section 8-7-A. At privileged meetings held on July 16, 2024, and on August 20th, 2024, council determined that there was no basis on which to conclude that the member of council had engaged in a conflict of interest. A formal investigation was not warranted. Be it resolved that council dismisses the conflict of interest complaint 2024-05-23-01 and adopts motion number 24-252 as presented. I so move. Second, Councillor Laura Elwer, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
What did you say, Councillor O'Brien?
I said aye.
Okay.
Okay, noted, Karen. Okay, thank you. Okay, we're getting close to the end of the line here. Deputy Mayor Stephenville, you can return to the table. Okay, item number 11, unfinished business. Do we have any unfinished business? Okay, how about item number 12? Do we have any new business?
I could
Okay.
just mention that, just as an announcement and a reminder to the residents of Stephenville that the 30th anniversary of the pool is happening today at 1:30, from 1:30 to 3 o'clock. 1:30 will be the cake cutting, and there's a free swim and barbecue. And our Councillor Darren Roberts will be attending that event on behalf of the town of Stephenville. So hopefully everybody gets out and enjoys that.
And I'm not swimming.
And Darren said he's not getting.
Even though your nickname was Cannonball, you told me at one time, didn't you, Councillor Roberts?
Really?
I don't want to go over with cutting rocks, and I don't want to compete with her.
Well, you know, we're so privileged to have the Stephenville Aquatic Center supported by different municipalities. But how many swimming pools in this province can say that they have an Olympian that trained for so many years under great coaches, great management, a great facility, and to come back as a medalist in the Olympic Games? And Katarina Roxon is truly a star when it comes to.
She is. Yeah, she is.
And, you know, to have the Katarina Roxon Way named after her, you know, it was such a great admiration for what she has done for sport, for Paralympians. And we are very proud to say the role that the pool in Stephenville has played in that.
Mayor Rose, she was in Paris.
And she's in Paris.
I would say that Councilor Roberts, attending on behalf of council, is happy I'm not in town because 30 years ago on opening day, Mayor Stein and Councilor Mike Fickers, who were two big advocates for the pool, along with myself and other people around the table, we made sure that the mayor and Councilor Vickers got wet that day. So on the 30th anniversary, if I was in town, Councilor Roberts will be getting wet.
Mr. Councilor O'Brien, if my wife couldn't get me wet, you're not gonna be able to get me wet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's pretty good, you know. I think I'll go over and see what I can do about getting
Yes.
there.
And I think where Councilor O'Brien is about 500 kilometers or 700 kilometers away, I think you're pretty safe. to
Yeah.
drive.
Yeah.
Safe there, yeah.
I think if I gave her a hand, Darren, we could let you see some water.
But anyway, Mr. Mayor, I just wanted to mention that on Monday of this week, Goody Hutchings, the minister, and Minister Mark Holland, Minister of Health federally, was here in town, and we met at 2 o'clock at the had a small meeting with the chief of staff at the hospital and one of the doctors and one of the nurse practitioners. And he was going around the province talking about healthcare in rural communities and how we can improve the situation for those communities. And
How can we entice doctors to be going to the communities? So the mayor came along as well. It was a good meeting, and the doctors that were there, and they all had their say of what they think, you know, is not going well and should be. And one of the main things I think they talked about, Mr. Mayor, was the lack of salaries for physicians as not on par to other provinces. And that's leading us to lose our nurse practitioners and physicians because of that. And so that was a good discussion. And I more or less said to them that, to Minister Holland, that, you know, they need to be dealing too with the provincial government, because they work hand in hand, and we need to be getting money from both levels of government to see to it that these salaries are increased and on par with the other physicians across Canada. So there was a, you know, fair bit of discussion that went on with, and a lot of things that they brought up regarding the situation and the long waits in ER and stuff like that. And they specifically talked about new young doctors today that are coming forth are wanting to have a quality of life. So therefore, they don't want to be working like 24/7 or having to work around the clock and things like that. And that's what they want. And they're going to go where they're going to get paid the highest salary and the highest bonus. So there was a lot of things like that discussed. So I'll get Mr. Tom, have your say there in a minute, Mr. Mayor. But on another note, we were told, not sure if it was mentioned at that meeting, but I was told afterwards that we do have a surgeon coming on in October. Because the one we have here now, Dr. Crowley, God love his heart, he's been coming here for the last several years. And he's been doing from April to September. And he'll be leaving again. He's retired and he's been leaving again. And this probably will be his last time coming for us. So I'm glad that we are going to be getting a surgeon in October. So I was pleased to see those things happening.
And one of the things that was mentioned that, you know, they're trying between the feds and the province and even municipalities, and the role we can play is to do collaborative approaches to find out how can we make and so forth. But one of the things that seemed to be out of whack was that physicians get paid higher if they're in city centers as opposed to rural areas. And that doesn't make sense because the physicians get backed up with so many additional support services. Their on-call is lessened. They have so many support services, but physicians that are in very remote areas and rural areas of Canada, they're stressed because they don't have the support services. They're steady on call. And really, it's almost like it's an order and allowance thing. A rural doctor should be getting paid more than a city doctor. So that's being looked at to see if that can address some of the issues around the vacancies that exist in many parts of our province, all the other provinces and territories combined. So that's something that's being looked at from that level to transcend down to provincial. And I got to say, I'm very proud of this town and this council for everything that we have done to ensure that the surroundings are positive. And I'm really happy to see a brand new collaborative care medical clinic being built next to the great Sir Thomas Raddick Hospital. Okay, thank you. I'm wondering, Matt, could I get your assistance for a moment?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd just like to hold up this sign so anybody online can see it. Just speak on this.
You don't have the muscles.
Yes.
Yeah. Case. I'll make that be able to.
Yeah, so I just want to think about this. This is something that our management and staff have been working on. The ITU International Appalachian Trail that starts down into the US, coming out of the Adirondacks in New York State, all the way up through in through Port Bass and Stephenville, it goes to the top of the Lewis Hills. So what we refer to as the Cabox. But the top of the Lewis Hills is the highest point in Newfoundland and Labrador where the Earth's mantle has surfaced. The Earth's mantle in Gross Mourne is what was one of the predictors as to why Gross Mourne became a national park. It's because of the mantle. But we have the best access as a community. And this is a start as the town council. We'll start getting our signage out and start developing, because every day there's people traveling through Stephenville going to the ITU Appalachian Trail. And we have not been doing a whole lot of marketing towards that. But there's a lot of people that may not know where Stephenville is, or there's some people who may not know where Newfoundland is, but the world knows about the ITU Appalachian Trail. And we need to capitalize on that as a community from a tourism perspective. So they're not out yet, but they'll get up soon, I'm sure, in the next couple of months. But Matt, thank you very much for your assistance. He's kind of like my Vanna White today, eh?
A couple of other items too, when the time comes after the councillors have spoken. I just wanted to be able to update on a couple of things.
Okay, so on that note, I would ask a member of council that we adjourn our.
Oh, no, before you adjourn, this is for public consumption. So maybe, Matt, you could, we're about to start our initial review of our water system done by satellite. And so maybe you could just inform the public. It's an exciting day for us. We are actually going into a meeting immediately following this. So Matt, maybe you could just tell people a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're one of 3 municipalities in the country that's utilizing a satellite system to detect leaks in our infrastructure, in our water and wastewater infrastructure. The other 2 municipalities are the city of Calgary and the city of Toronto. And then the town of Stephenville will be the 3rd one in the country. The technology that's being used is the same technology that a developer used to help find some of the frozen water and stuff on Mars and from NASA. So he decided to utilize his technology for better good for municipalities. Currently in the States, there's about, I think, 800 different municipalities that are currently using his technology, and pretty much most of the European Union as well. So it's pretty exciting. We got a meeting with him today. The satellite scanned our area last week, and we just got the data back. So pretty exciting stuff there to have a look and see. And where the benefit will come is that it helps us prioritize our leak detection. It helps us be able to increase the amount of leaks we fix per week as a municipality. So pretty cool stuff.
And I get just to add that, just to clarify, Matt, I understand is it 400 kilometers or 400 miles above the Earth? The scan will take place by satellite. 400 miles, I believe. And I believe it's the Japanese space station. The company is Astera, an Italian company. But this system is so accurate that you can determine that if the leak is actually potable water, is it storm drainage, or is it sewer? That's how accurate this scan is. And if NASA is using it on Mars, now we can use this same technology on Stephenville, Newfoundland. This will actually save the town money in the end. It will increase our ability to triage and determine where our highest priorities are for municipal capital work. So really excited.
Yeah, we, Mr. Mayor, just you know, for the people of the area, our water system is our biggest priority, and it is also from the town's perspective. This infrastructure that we have regular complaints about people having water stained, you know, clothing when it's being washed, people losing water pressure, etc. We are working this as a highest priority to try to get the leaks contained that are in our system. And it's not just us, it's every municipality in the province that's having these types of problems. Some have focused and gotten these improvements made. We are very diligent in trying to make sure we get it to a point where we can then get into doing preventative maintenance on our water system with some changeouts of existing infrastructure for new, et cetera, with upcoming budgets. So anyway, the staff has done a fantastic job on pulling all this together. And like I say, the first steps in managing with the new information starts today. So we're really pleased with that.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Great work to our management team and bringing that file forward to help the community. So on that note, I would ask a member of council to move that we adjourn this very important meeting. So moved by Councilor. I heard that. And I'll take the second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
All the best, Tom.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor,